Okay, so we just want to have a discussion about values and variables. It turns out that a value is any literal that can be stored in the computer's memory, and we normally carry out operations on values. So, for example, we have 6 being a value, we have 42, we have 10 being a value, we have September, they're all values. Okay, other type of values we have true, you know, we also have false, they're all values. So any literal that can be stored in the memory location is normally referred to as a value. Now the other important concept that we're going to be looking at is variable. So a variable here, and I'm just putting a definition there, is a named memory location. We normally assign values to variables, and in Python all variables start with a letter of the alphabet. They can contain numbers and underscore, and they should not contain any space. Also, a variable cannot be called, or we cannot use a reserved word for a variable. So why do we use variables? We use variables because they're easier to remember than the actual hexadecimal address for the memory location. So let us say I want to store Benjamin somewhere, and I'm declaring a variable here called name, and in name I'm storing the word Benjamin. It makes sense, if the person's name is Benjamin, then store it in a variable called name. So later on in the program, if I want to refer to the name, if I want Benjamin, I can just use the variable called name. So that's one of the main motivation for using variables. Let us say we have age as a variable, we're assigning the value 30 to age. Again, later on, I can then I can then say age and I'll get the value that is stored there. So very important variable, that's how we use variables, okay? Now we always start variable with a letter of the alphabet. So if I say for item, I'm expecting an error here. Let me assign this to 12. And there we go, we're getting a syntax error because 4 is not the letter of the alphabet. If, however, I say item 4, and I'm assigning that to 12, this is perfectly fine because we're not starting the variable with 4. So later, if I then say item 4, I should get the value 12. Okay, so we always start with the letter of the alphabet. Now, keywords, we cannot use keywords um, as variable name. And earlier we looked at how to find out the keywords that are used in Python. So here's a list of the keywords that are available. Let us just try and test our theorem by saying import. So import is a keyword there, and here I'm trying to assign import to 23. Again, we're getting a syntax error, as is expected. So values and variables, two very important principles in Python. And next we look at expressions in the other video. Thank you.